Basically, this episode is all about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Episode 5. Pieces of a Man. This show is so damn good. Basically, this episode is all about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It goes back to 1968 when he first decided to become a Muslim. Had a mom and dad. Dad was strict. He was, not sure if he was a cop or in the armed forces, but he believed in, it was probably a cop. And back then, blacks were being gunned down by policemen. Young kids in the 9th grade, little black kid, got gunned down by a policeman. And it was okay, He was tired of the injustice. And back then, he was playing for a different team. And yeah, he decided to change his life. Dad was not cool with it at first, but over the years, 10 years later, his dad would come over, hang out with him in Bel Air, have a sandwich, and talk about, son, I gave you that name. Dad, it was the name of a slave owner. My name is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What does that stand for? Serving God. I'm like, Kareem was serious. As a young dude, man, he was looking for a purpose in life. And he thought Allah was the end all to be all, which at that time seemed reasonable. We lost all of our leaders, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. It was a tough time in the 60s. In 1975, he came to the Lakers, leading the team in scoring, all-star. Of course, we fast forward to 1979, they draft Magic Johnson, and everything changes. Well, preseason is over. Training camp is done. It is now time to start the season. And Jack McKinney, the coach, went up to Magic and said, look, when are you going to take over this team? He's like, yo, Kareem's the cap. He goes, so? Kareem told me personally he's waiting for you to take over. Of course, he was lying, but he's seeing something in young Irvin Johnson that was going to change the culture of the Lakers forever. Not to mention his daughter, Jeannie Buss. They was trying to get these Laker girls, right? They had ballerinas coming in to audition with a snobby ass dance instructor, and he was like, no, shake some asses. I want to see some titties jangling and some hips moving. They quit. But one girl in that dance studio was like, you mean like this? And she was moving. He was like, yeah, like that. Come to find out, that was Paula Abdul. She was at the high school in Van Nuys teaching the cheerleader squad. So Jeannie Buss went up to the high school, was like, look, we will give you a job. It's 3 days a week, plus rehearsals. You be dancing in front of the most famous people in California, in LA. You be dancing in front of people like Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. She was like, Stevie Wonder can't see me dancing. Yes, but he can hear the applause. And yeah, Paula Abdul, she accepted. She's officially the first Laker girl. Yeah, nice skimpy outfits, dancing, very sexual. Woo! But well choreographed. I mean, it was beautiful to see. Now, Jerry Buss wanted everything to change at the Forum. Opening night, you don't get a second chance for a first impression. He wanted to change out the whole sound system. The bar was outdated. No, I want disco balls. I want a nice experience, right? So his daughter was up against it. Plus, the lady of all the PR had to get everything done in a matter of time. Season opens up against the San Diego Clippers. Yeah, they were called the San Diego Clippers back then. This game was on their home turf. Lakers went in there, close game, and San Diego was terrible, and it was hanging with the Lakers. In fact, it came down to a last-minute shot. Magic Johnson comes on court. They take the ball out. 4 seconds left. A no-look pass, boom, to Kareem. He got it. Skyhook, they win the game, and Magic goes crazy like they won the championship. It's infectious. The whole team is starting to feel the vibe, but Kareem is still reluctant to like this brother. A real close dude to him, Lee, got traded to the Lakers. Older gentleman. He's also a Muslim. He's like, brother, are you mad because that dude is happy? Because he brings joy to the locker room? Give him a chance. And Kareem just didn't want to deal with it. Kareem pulled him into the training room, man. We need to talk, brother. He was talking, and he's, hey, man, you know, this. And he goes, Cap, I need you to buy in, dude. We run up the court. Your old ass ain't running. You lagging behind. They got into fisticuffs. It was real. But that's how, in the end, you get closer. And then, man, so much happened in this episode. The Lakers go on a tear. They're tearing up the NBA. They run through all the teams. It's starting to work. Kareem and Magic are becoming close. It's obvious. There's nothing like this ever seen in the NBA. You know, it's the beginning and the birth of Showtime. The coach, Jack McKinney, who never smiles, who never celebrates, his wife's telling him, look, it's your day off. Leave basketball alone. Go do something with yourself. They won a game, and assistant coach, Paul Westhead, said, look, dude, have a beer. I stole these from the visiting locker room, some Coors. He had a beer. Jack cracked a smile. His wife said, go play tennis with your buddy. He's like, I'm going to take your advice, dear. I love you. You know, he gets on his bike, a red and white Schwinn, riding down the street. He has no care in the world. A dude almost gets hit by a damn, station wagon. But he's still going. He's like in his own world. He's going downhill. He does the handbrakes on the Schwinn. The brakes lock up, throws him forward. He lands head first on the concrete and slides for a few feet. He's jacked up. He's in a coma for 3 days. Never returns to the court. The assistant coach becomes interim head coach. Paul Westhead, he's the head coach for the rest of the season. He inherited an incredible team with an incredible rookie in Magic Johnson, but the team's coming together. Kareem is fighting demons. He's questioning his faith, and he goes to a mosque and talks to a brother there. He goes, look, man, we're not asking you to be God. We don't want you to be God. We are servants of God. That's what Abdul-Jabbar stands for. What you need to do is recognize your position. You have a voice, a special voice. Man, I just play basketball. No, brother, you don't just play basketball. You have a voice. God made you tall for a reason, so everybody can see you. He gave you knees so you can bend down and pray. And Kareem looks down at him. Brother, can I pray with you? That's when Kareem started to come around. And you see the amalgamation of everything coming together. And opening night, they introduced the Laker girls. They come out, spotlights in the middle of the circle where it says the Forum, in the middle of the floor. They're dancing to my song, Ring My Bell. And the place goes nuts. The fans love it. It's like, am I at a basketball game or at a damn concert? And the PR lady, she gives out tickets to people to say, look, please, if I give you 1,000 tickets, bring your people. We cannot have this place empty on opening night and stars are sitting in the front row. We need people to come see the stars. They were doing everything they can to make this place successful. Well, they did it. Opening night was a smash. Lakers crushed the Chicago Bulls, and man, it went on a tear. But the episode ends tragically when Jack McKinnon flips forward and lands on his head. And even though I told you his fate, the way the episode goes, you don't quite know his fate just yet. But yeah, man, this show is full of all kind of goodness, man. I love this show. must-see TV. Winning time. How about those Lakers? Peace. Until the next episode.